Story time. I'm going to tell you guys what happened on my way to Turkey and why I ended up 10 hours on an airport waiting for a plane. I went to Turkey. We had a flight from Vienna to Antalya. The flight should be at 8 p.m. The airport is around 1 hour from my home, so we actually should start our ride 3 hours before the flight. On Monday afternoon at 5 p.m. we started, took our bags to car. On the way to the airport we already found out that our flight moved from 8 p.m. to 8:30. But we were like, okay, that's not too much. At least it's not something like 10:30. We got to the airport at 6 p.m. and we went to the big screen where you can see all the flights, you know? We are looking, okay. Oh, flight at 8:30 p.m. Vienna Antalya. Oh, yeah, 8:30. And next to it was estimated flight time 10:30. So they moved it 2 hours later. So we were already set for 4.5 hours waiting on a plane. But what can you do? We went to the security with our bags. It was okay. They took my bag and said, you need to take out your iPad. Everything was okay. We got through and we started waiting. Around like hour before the flight, I went to the big screen and I'm going to look if it not changed. Maybe it shortened the time, you know? Well, I went there, look at the big screen, 11:30, and I was like, you are kidding me. 11:30, another hour? What are they doing? So we were like, okay, whatever, what can I do? And we started waiting again. We were waiting, nothing happened. It's 11:30, 11:40, 11:50, nothing is happening. So everyone who was waiting on the plane started to asking questions. What is happening? Why are you not flying? And they said, sorry sir, we don't know. No one tell us either, so we don't know, sir. Why are you there? We were waiting. Around 1 a.m. We are the last plane at the whole airport. Hello, we can go now. Everyone started clapping, but what happened that we had to wait to 1 a.m. So around 1:30 a.m. we took off, because while everyone had to go to plane and everything, it was already 1:30. It was pretty bumpy because there was a little bit of storm, so maybe because of that we were waiting. I don't know, but it wasn't that bad because every other plane was flying. Only ours wasn't flying, so I don't understand it. But it was bumpy. We were like... The flight was 2.5 hours and plus 1 hour because the time zone. So we arrived actually at 5 a.m. And we were waiting for our bags. And we were like, okay, hey, that's our bag. Okay, one bag. Bear in mind, we have 4 bags. It's almost ending, but oh, there's other bag. Oh, and right next to it is our next bag. Only one more bag. Beep. And it stopped. But we still don't have our 4th bag. So, as you can guess, they lost our 4th bag. We went to Lost and Found. They took some information and they gave us a paper and, sir, in 1 or 2 days you will get it back. Okay, that's not actually that bad. And we went to the bus. The bus ride was 1.5 hours. It was pretty like scary ride because the guy wasn't stopping at stop signs. It was literally stop sign so we can merge, but he didn't stop. And it was so bumpy. I don't know what happened to that track because it was like minibus, but it was like every, like, I don't know, hole or something, we were jumping like that. And like the half point, he said, it's break, and he went away. We already wanted to be at a hotel, but next 20 minutes we need to wait for him to smoke his cigarette. So after every single thing that happened, we got to the hotel at 7:20 a.m. Bear in mind, we should got in a hotel at 1 a.m. So around 7:40 a.m. we got to our room. And the room was right next to the kids' pool. It wasn't like pool, it was like attraction with a big bucket on top. And there were giant speakers right next to it, which were non-stop playing the whole day. So loud, And bear in mind, we are right next to it in our room. The whole day we were listening to extremely loud music. The room looked like this. This was the hallway. One room. It was like table or something, but it was small. Here's other room, which had big bed. And here, you would say, okay, so here was a wall and door. No. And here was a shower with doors. And here was a toilet. But there was a glass door right here and here, which you can't lock or close. There's just space. Nothing. So actually the bathroom, I don't know why they are doing this, but the bathroom wasn't locked anyway or closed even. You had to hold them to be closed all the way. Okay, then we went to breakfast. Then we go back to our room and I slept until 12 p.m. There was air conditioning right above my head, which was set to 20 degrees Celsius. We went to sea to look at the waves and stuff. The waves were ginormous, Chad. They were pretty big. So this was how the waves look like. And imagine standing here. Especially for me, who is living in Slovakia, we don't have access to sea or ocean, you know? So I felt crazy right here. And after that, we enjoyed our stay. The hotel was pretty good. I will show you some photos from the hotel. Remember when I was talking about the big bucket? This was it. So this was the kids pool with the attractions. And here, this balcony right here, that's our room. And there was right here and here was giant speakers. So we couldn't like sleep while the day because it was so loud. This was how it looked like from the plane at 2 a.m. And this was one pool right here. This was a hammock where it was really painful to sit because it has holes like this. But this is so beautiful, you know. This was the path to the sea, as you can see. This was like sitting area where no one ever was. Everyone was in sea or in the pools. Then there was this sitting area where I love to sit. I was like 3 times there. This was the hammock where I was sitting. This is me. Look at me. Look at this guy. So I was enjoying the hammock. It hurt. I had to be honest. It hurt because of the holes. This was the area where I was sitting always. Like I sit here and was watching the sea. Oh yeah, this was the sea, which actually had beautiful color, but I don't know how, because it was dirty, but it had a pretty color. Yeah, they said to us that we found a bag and it's in Vienna, and they said they are not going to send it to us. We couldn't get the bag if we even wanted to do, and we were like, why? We didn't have the bag the whole time. And then we went to the sofa, like the thing that you go and see where you sit and you need to hold, and he's jumping with you, you know? I went there and it was so painful. I was holding for my whole life and he was like jumping with us extremely. I jumped like half a meter with holding on my hands. Next day, my arms and back was so sore. I couldn't straight up my arm like this. Couldn't do this because it was too painful. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, and if you ever been in Turkey or Egypt or countries like that, you know that they have so much of original clothing there. We definitely have all the Balenciaga and stuff there. That's definitely original for 20 bucks. So last day when we were getting back, I was sick. And next 2 days I was sick. Now I'm better, but I'm still a little bit sick. The flight back. The bus got us at 12:40 p.m. It was hour and a half again for the bus ride. And again, I don't know why, but he stopped for 20 minutes for a break. I think, my theory is that he has something with the place when we were being on the break. Because there was like groceries or something, I don't know. So he is always stopping there so someone at least can get to the shop and buy something. The airport was completely full. We couldn't even sit anywhere. The airport was extremely full. Everyone was flying home. Like the gates were full of other people which weren't going to the flight that was in that gate, but they wanted to sit somewhere. We are waiting for our flight, which was at 5:30 p.m. and you are not going to believe what happened. Yeah, they moved our flight again. And I was like, are you kidding me? So it's probably possible that they are going to move it again, because that happened the first time. And they did. But at least it was only half an hour, so 5:30 was the flight scheduled. So I was waiting, watching the new show on Netflix, the One Piece show. And remember, the whole time from the 12:40 p.m. I didn't have internet. So we are waiting. They fortunately didn't move our flight again. At 7:30 p.m. we were in the plane. There was this small annoying kid which was always climbing over me. There was like me, my sister, and next to us was like some kid, but it was like pretty old kid, 8 or something. And there was the small kid, like 4, which always wanted to go to that kid. So the kid literally climbed on me and climbed over me to that kid. I can show you the picture that I have. This was like the sunset from the plane. Because of my sickness, when we started landing, my head was going to explode. Fortunately, it didn't explode. We were landing, we were almost at the ground, and he flied away. I don't know why, but he circled around and then landed. So we get back, because of the time zones, -1 hour. Yeah, and somehow getting our bags and going through security and getting another bag, which we lost, took 1 hour. But the guy which was waiting for us waited 1.5 hours for us because of that. We were getting home. We got home at 11 p.m. So from 12:40 a.m. to 11 p.m. we were like traveling. So I immediately went to bed because I was sick, and I was sick for next 2 days. That's how I went to Turkey. I was traveling 14 hours there and another 11 hours back. So around 24-25 hours I was traveling. So that's my story from flying from Vienna to Antalya. And if you wanna see more photos like this, I will have on my Instagram edited, because this is unedited. For example, this. When I will edit, this will look pretty good, I think. And thanks. Bye!